The month of June is here, and while we are bracing ourselves for the monsoon, we are also preparing ourselves to witness multiple new launches and unveils to take place this month in June 2023. And we are saying unveil because there is one very interesting product which will be unveiled globally this month, but the official India launch will take place next month. But apart from that, to give you a quick recap of the month May, the previous month was just as action packed as we are expecting this one to be. We saw multiple new launches like that of the 2023 KTM 390 Adventure spoke wheels, the Ducati Monster SP, a couple of new electric two-wheelers, as well as some models got updated in accordance with BS6 Phase 2 emission norms. And we have also ridden the 2023 KTM 390 Adventure spoke wheel variant. We have really thrashed the motorcycle off-road, and the complete first ride review of the bike is already up on our channel. You can go check that out now. And some of you are also expecting the new Hero Karizma XMR to be launched this month, but we are sorry to disappoint you. The official launch is not happening this month. It might take place in August. And some of you would also know that we were the first one to reveal all the exclusive information about the motorcycle, about its the XMR nameplate, the displacement, its liquid cooling setup, and the entire platform. And but about the official launch timeline as well, we are pretty sure it won't be happening this month. The list of upcoming bikes in June 2023 nevertheless is still interesting, so stay tuned till the end of the video. But before we move ahead, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit on the bell icon. Let's start the list with the most interesting and I must say most anticipated launches of 2023 Bajaj-Triumph motorcycles. Now we have got the confirmation already by Rajiv Bajaj that the official launch of Bajaj-Triumph motorcycles will be taking place, or the global unveil of these motorcycles will take place towards the end of June, while the India launch will be followed next month. Now, starting with the Roadster, so there will be two motorcycles in the initial phase. One will mostly be the Roadster and one will be the Scrambler. Now, the Roadster will be a typical street naked, but with some retro touch in terms of design. There will be a circular headlamp, circular rear view mirrors. But in terms of features, it will have a lot of modern features like a fully digital instrument cluster, full LED lighting, but the most interesting part is going to be the engine. As far as we know, this engine will be a 400cc liquid cool single cylinder motor, and it's not gonna be as far as we know, it's not gonna be a short stroke motor like the KTM's, but maybe a perfect square or a long stroke motor. So there will be good amount of low as well as mid-range grunt. So it should be really usable in the city, even on the highway, but the city and let's say you are going around mountain roads, this motorcycle should be extremely fun to ride. Now the Roadster will have 17-inch alloy wheels at both ends, and the suspension travel will be shorter as compared to the Scrambler, but apart from that, a majority of hardware should be similar to the Scrambler. Now moving on to the Scrambler, the engine 400cc liquid cool single cylinder should be the same, but maybe there will be some changes in the gear ratios, in the engine tuning, because Scramblers are meant to have great low end punch. So maybe that's how the Bajaj-Triumph Scrambler will also be. In terms of hardware, what we have seen in the spy shots is that the Scrambler will have a larger 19-inch front wheel. The suspension travel will also be more as compared to the Roadster, because we can clearly see that the upside down fork at the front has longer travel, whereas the rear also seems to be lifted up, and it will also have knuckle guards, maybe a tiny windscreen, split type seat, and dual exhaust port, raised ones, which is like a quintessential Scrambler. But the pricing of these motorcycles is likely to be very much on the affordable side of the spectrum. Now in terms of competition, the Scrambler will head on go against the likes of Royal Enfield's upcoming Scram 450, which we are expecting to be launched this year, as well as SD Roadster, which is another great looking motorcycle. And as for the Roadster model, it will go up again against the Royal Enfield Roadster, which is also gonna be a 450cc motorcycle based on the same platform as the Himalaya Himalayan 450, another very anticipated motorcycle for this year. And yeah, so this is one of the motorcycles. The Bajaj-Triumph Scrambler and Roadster is something a lot of us are looking forward to. Now moving on to the smaller side of the displacement spectrum, the another motorcycle which is quite likely to be launched this month is the Hero Xtreme 160R, the updated model. And the biggest update this motorcycle will get will be USD forks upfront. Now, the relevancy of USD forks in such small size motorcycle is questionable, because we have seen bikes like 400cc, 600ccs with telescopic forks, but they have great handling characteristics and the stability is also top notch. But these days, manufacturers are now upgrading or equipping their motorcycles with USD forks to have more bragging rights and to give their bikes an edge over rivals. So USD forks we have seen in the spy shots of the motorcycle. Apart from that, it will also get new paint schemes, maybe with a revised set of decals. Now the Xtreme 160R is already a great looking motorcycle in my opinion. You let us know in comments what do you think of its styling. But with the addition of the new paint schemes, which will mostly be dual tone, and new set of graphics, the visual appeal should go up even more. Apart from that, we are not expecting any major changes in the bike. It will mostly get the same 163cc air-cooled single-cylinder engine, which pumps out about 15 bhp and 14 Newton meters. In its class, the Xtreme 160 is one of the great motorcycles. I have had the bike as a long-term bike for about 5-6 months, and I was extremely happy with the way the motorcycle handles, especially in city. It's almost telepathic the way it steers into the direction we intend it to, and even the engine performance for a 160 single cylinder, it's pretty damn good. And may it be on the highway around twisty sections, or in the especially in the city, because it has good low and mid-range grunt. So but as for the USD forks, even with telescopic forks, the motorcycle handles pretty well. We are expecting the handling to be slightly even better with the introduction of upside down forks. Apart from that, obviously with these changes, the pricing will also go up naturally, because upside down forks are meant to be more premium equipment as compared to telescopic forks, and it will continue to go up against the likes of the Yamaha FZ and TVS Apache RTR 164V, which is the Apache in particular is like a benchmark in this segment. We have been really impressed with the bike every time we have ridden it. The Xtreme 160R comes really close, but still in some areas the Apache RTR 160 turns out to be better, especially in terms of performance. But with upside down forks, the sense of premiumness is surely going to go up. So we are looking forward to the Xtreme 160R as well, and to riding it as well. Now the next motorcycle will also be from Hero MotoCorp, and it's going to be the 4-valve version of the Xtreme 200S. Now the biggest change this motorcycle will get is in the engine department. It will evolve from a 2-valve setup to a 4-valve setup. Now in Hero's 200cc portfolio, only the Xpulse and the Xpulse 200T have been upgraded with a 4-valve setup, and as we have experienced with those motorcycles, the engine performance has gotten slightly better, especially in the top end or the higher end of the rev band, and we are expecting an almost identical improvement with the Xtreme 200S as well. Now what happens with upgrade from a 2-valve to 4-valve setup is that while the mid-range and the low-end performance remains intact, majorly the top-end performance gets better, and this kind of change will match the design theme of the Xtreme 200S as well, because as we know, fully fed sporty motorcycles are always better towards the top end of the rev band, and a similar change in the Xtreme 200S will increase the desirability of the motorcycle to a noticeable extent. The list of features is likely to remain the same. It will continue to get an LCD console with Bluetooth connectivity. It will get LED headlamp, LED tail lamp. Apart from that, visually the motorcycle might be slightly different, not in terms of a different bodywork. The fairing design, the fuel tank, the tail section is likely to remain the same, but we might see a new paint scheme, maybe a dual tone paint scheme, just like in the Xtreme 160R, and new set of decals as well. So overall, the motorcycle should be better than before, and we are looking forward to riding the bike. The first motorcycle, the first iteration of the motorcycle, the test ride had happened on BIC. For a 200cc bike, such kind of motorcycle doing first ride event at BIC, actually it was matching the theme of the fully fed sport bike design of the motorcycle. But we are not expecting Hero to have a similar kind of first ride event, but still we are really looking forward to doing a full-fledged road test of the bike and see how much of an improvement this 2-valve to 4-valve setup has made in the overall the dynamics and the rideability of the motorcycle. As for the pricing, it is likely to be in the ballpark of 1.40 to 1.50 lakh ex-showroom. Now the next set of motorcycles will be in the big bike segment, and we are talking about the 2023 Triumph Street Triple RS as well as the R variant. And there's a funny thing about this launch, because we have been expecting it to happen for about 2-3 months now. Initially it was scheduled to happen on 15th March this year, but it had been postponing every month over and over again for reasons unknown. But now we have ridden this motorcycle, and that too in Jerez in Spain. And the RS was ridden around the racetrack, and the R was ridden on the road. And starting with the RS, this motorcycle, as Triumph says, is the electronically most advanced, most agile and most powerful street triple yet. And that's something we experienced around the Jerez, a MotoGP racetrack as well, because I was riding the bike at my full potential, but I was not even scratching the surface of the bike's limit. Now, starting with the changes in the engine of the Street Triple RS, while it was already quite powerful, the power output has gone up by about 8 bhp, and they have achieved this by making some internal changes like a more optimized combustion chamber, and revising final drive ratio, revising the internal pistons, and the overall engine section has become lighter as well as more efficient. And now from second gear onwards, the gear ratios are shorter for a punchier drive out of corners, and that's what we actually felt while riding the motorcycle around Jerez. At times I was riding the bike in a gear or two higher, and despite that the exits out of corner were just as fast as I wanted them to be. And in terms of handling as well, the motorcycle has become better because of difference in rake and trail angle as compared to the previous edition. Apart from that, the electronics have also been more optimized. The wheelie control, traction control and cornering ABS are, as Triumph says, are less intrusive. And when we rode the bike around the racetrack, we rode it in track mode with least intrusion of electronics. And there were times when the electronics was working in the back end, but I just didn't realize. It kept on saving me over and over again, covering up my mistakes. And that's also because of the top-notch components. So it gets Showa big piston forks up front, Öhlins at the rear, Brembo M50 calipers, and these are the kind of brakes which, when you apply them on the Street Triple, you feel like you have hit a big boulder in front of your motorcycle. The braking power is so strong, and it's nimble. The electronics are very less intrusive, and overall it's a great package, personally in my opinion. And now the Street Triple RS was already giving a tough fight to the motorcycles in its segment, like the Kawasaki Z900 and the likes. But now the competition has gotten even more fierce, and with this the pricing of the motorcycle will also go up for sure, looking at the changes that this overall package gets. Now moving on to the Street Triple R, we got to ride this bike completely on the street. And now this bike gets components which are less premium as compared to the Street Triple RS. But honestly, I found this motorcycle to be more friendly because the brakes weren't as sharp, they were more progressive. While it was as agile as I would have liked it to be, it was not as communicative as the Street Triple RS, but the overall motorcycle felt extremely friendly. And even in terms of the specs, the R has gotten better as compared to the previous version. In fact, Triumph claims that the new R is just as capable as the previous RS, while the new RS is even more better now. So that's what we are expecting from Triumph. We hope the launch happens this month and the price hike is not much, so that the potential buyers get the best deal that they want. Now, as for the pricing, Triumph is expected to price the Street Triple RS under 12 lakh rupees ex showroom, and the Street Triple R maybe around 10 lakh. And we think this will be a fair pricing strategy for to keep the motorcycle on par or give it a good edge over its competition. So that was the list of upcoming two-wheelers that are expected to be launched in June 2023. And the motorcycle which we are looking forward to the most is the Bajaj-Triumph, because after their global debut, we will be riding these bikes next month in July. And interestingly, that's the same month in which we'll also ride Harley-Davidson's smallest motorcycle, the X440, pictures of which have already been revealed. And the Harley X440 and these Bajaj-Triumph bikes will go head-on against each other. And these two bikes will also compete against the likes of the Honda Highness and Royal Enfield Classic 350. Although these bikes run more basic component, and Bajaj Triumph and Harleys will be slightly more premium, but in terms of modern retro styling, they will be quite similar. So there is a lot that is going to happen in June as well as in July. And apart from that, if you want to watch the Triumph Street Triple R and the RS review, those reviews are up on our YouTube channel already, so you can go and check them out. You can read the reviews on our official website. And if you have any questions about any of these motorcycles, do let us know in comments. We'll try to answer all of them.